Devi Mishra. This year for Halloween, I am a medieval cottage lady. Let me know in the comments below what you guys are for Halloween. So in this video, let's dive down deep to find out histories and mysteries about Halloween. Halloween didn't just start in the Americas. Its history goes back way in Europe, in Ireland. A majority of the people who had a culture called Celtics, they had this harvest, a long harvest in the fall, and October 31st marked the end of this harvest. After the harvest, it was known that the dead spirits of their ancestors would come alive to check on the harvest and to give blessings for childbirth. Now, along with this, it is said that if the person's dead ancestors would have hurt anyone, the hurt spirit would come back to haunt the family. This festival was called Samhain, and people would go around wearing masks so that the hurt spirit wouldn't haunt them and their families. Now let's fast forward in time to around the 5th century. This is when Catholicism is on a major rise, and a lot of Catholics made their festival on November 1st, which marked the end for their harvest, and they also called this All Saints' Eve. The day before, October 31st, was known as All Hallows' Eve. Hallow originates from the term meaning anything holy. So essentially, All Hallows' Eve was an evening to celebrate any holy spirits. Later, this got shortened to the form Halloween. Now in Ireland, we know a major thing that happened there was the potato famine. So due to the potato famine around the 1920s, a lot of Irish immigrants ended up coming to the Americas. And in the United States of America, they carried this tradition of All Hallows' Eve and All Saints' Eve. And at first, it was a very fun and delightful thing to do. Children would wear masks and do a little sort of fun tricks on their neighbors, like removing the gates off their neighbors' houses. However, later on, this became a really dangerous holiday. Vandalism was on the rise and houses were completely being wrecked. So then, the people who were getting their houses vandalized had a plan. They decided to give the children little treats as a bribe to have their houses kind of be saved. And then in 1927, this sort of trick-or-treat idea became really common. And by then, the vandalism had completely decreased and trick-or-treating had become an official tradition in the United States of America. So this tradition of trick-or-treating is actually kind of new. However, Halloween isn't just celebrated in the United States of America or is known as All Hallows' Eve in Ireland. It's celebrated all around the world. In Mexico, they celebrate Day of the Dead, or Dia de los Muertos. And this is actually a 3 to 4 day holiday, which starts from October 31st and goes around November 2nd or November 3rd. This is a day where they honor their ancestors, and they have private ofrendas it's called an ofrenda, but it actually depends on what family you're from. The royals and the more richer people have it more private. And what they do on this day is children and adults, they paint their faces in skulls, and they also cook sugar skulls, and they give it around to their friends. And their ancestors are offered a variety of things, which include bread, tequila, the homemade sugar skulls. And neighbors exchange delicious food and have a big feast on the last day of Dia de los Muertos. In Japan, in the Kawasaki station, they have the biggest Halloween parade all over the world, the Kawasaki Halloween Parade. It started around 50 years ago where only 150 people participated in this parade, but now over thousands of people participate in this parade. And the government makes great economical profit from it too. You need to pay a small fee to be in the parade. However, watching it and enjoying the delight and food is completely free. In China, they have a ghost festival, where they light up the entire China with incense sticks, coloring it in red lanterns, very similar to the Chinese New Year. And during this festival, which is around a month long on the Chinese new lunar calendar, they honor their dead ancestors. In Nigeria, they have a very similar tradition to what's going on in ancient Ireland. They pray for their ancestors to have a great harvest and for the family to have great childbirth. It's not uncommon for the family to be worshiping for a male child to carry on the family's legacy. So these are some cool facts and the deep, spooky history about Halloween. I hope you learned something new. Happy Halloween, everybody! Bye!